Evan Miller, the youngest person in Alabama to be sentenced to life without parole, is once again asking the judge to reconsider the ruling. A motion for a new trial was filed May 26, moving the court to vacate his life without parole sentence and impose a sentence of life without the possibility of parole, the motion states. Miller was 14 years old at the time of the July 2003 brutal slaying of Cole Cannon in the small Lawrence County community of 5 Points near Moulton. According to trial testimony, Miller and another teen, Colby Smith, planned to get Cannon, 52, who was a neighbor of Miller's family at Country Living Trailer Park, drunk and rob him. Miller and Smith stole baseball cards and $350 from Cannon, then beat him with a baseball bat and set his mobile home on fire. Miller was tried as an adult and has served 14 years in state prison. Miller, now 32, is claiming that life without parole is cruel and unusual to impose on a 14-year-old child and that the court failed to consider other factors, including factors such as immaturity, impetuosity, and failure to appreciate risks and consequences, the motion states. Miller's team is also asking the court to consider his family and home environment. A 2012 U.S. Supreme Court case appealed from the Alabama Court of Criminal Appeals posed the question of whether sentencing a 14-year-old to life in prison without parole is cruel and unusual punishment, therefore violating the Eighth and 14th Amendments. The Supreme Court ruled that Miller, as well as all other people who were convicted of capital murder as juveniles, must be resentenced. That ruling paved the way for inmates across the nation who were sentenced to life without parole as teenagers to ask to have their cases reconsidered. In Alabama, at least 73 inmates qualified for resentencing, according to a list compiled from prosecutors at district attorneys and the Alabama Attorney General's office. According to court records as of March, 39 had been resentenced and granted an eventual shot at parole. Another 13 had been resentenced to life without parole, and 20 cases were pending or it was unclear about the status. Another inmate died while in prison. In 2021, Miller's sentence was reaffirmed. In resentencing him to life without parole, the judge said he did consider Miller's past exposure to violence, a history that he and 2 siblings were abused, beaten, and whipped, his use of drugs, and his mental health history, which included multiple suicide attempts, one attempt early as the age of 5 or 6 years old. The crime is why we are here. We're not here because Mr. Miller suffered abuse at the hands of his father, Lawrence County Circuit Judge Mark Craig said. The judge said he found that Miller was the principal aggressor that brought about the death of Cannon. Had you not made the decisions that night, Mr. Cannon, in my view, would still be alive, he said. During the murder, Miller told Cannon, "Cole, I am God."